ozone use has spread from Germany throughout Europe and beyond. But in Russia, a state-run healthcare system has propelled ozone to the front ranks. Major animal and human studies conducted at government hospitals led to approval by the Ministry of Health many years ago.
Ozone has been practiced in Russia for more than 40 years.
If ozone is so popular in Europe, why is it not common in North America? The Canadian Department of Health and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration require expensive tests proving safety and effectiveness before a drug or medical device can be used, and these tests have not been done. Even in Germany, ozone has yet to receive approval, partly because doctors haven't needed approval to use it.
We have made it very clear legally that the medical doctors are allowed or have the freedom of therapy, what we call it, to treat their patients in whatever way they feel. It must be responsible. Otherwise, the patients may intend to sue them,
How dangerous is ozone therapy? In 1980, this published study from a German university surveyed more than 1,000 therapists who had given more than 5 million ozone treatments. 90% of the therapists reported the treatment effective, with only one finding it unhelpful. This study also reported that ozone therapy had one of the lowest levels of side effects of any medical treatment. The results were reviewed and endorsed by the German Society of Pathologists. In Cuba, Fidel Castro personally mandated the National Ozone Research Center, which then conducted studies that led to approval by the Ministry of Health. Today, more than 100,000 Cubans have been treated for free. The government even runs an ozone clinic for foreigners.
It's not a paradox that many people want to go to Cuba to be treated. In every main hospital.
The cutting edge is found in only a handful of clinics. This one is in southern India. A dialysis-type method allows continuous treatment of the blood through a canister of hollow fibers, which allows maximum surface contact with the ozone oxygen. This method, more than any other, shows the dramatic change in blood color from dark to bright red. The relationship between oxygen and cancer cells was defined by two-time Nobel Prize winner Dr. Otto Warburg, who confirmed that the key precondition for the development of cancer cells is a lack of oxygen at the cellular level. In 1980, the peer-reviewed journal Science reported that ozone inhibits the growth of human cancer cells without damage to healthy cells. How is it possible that one medical therapy could have reported benefits in so many areas of medicine? Along with hydrogen peroxide, hyperbaric oxygen, and mineral oxide supplements, ozone belongs in a family called the oxygen therapies. The implications for these therapies are based on the relationship of oxygen to human health, fundamental for the transformation of energy that makes human life possible. It is instrumental in every process, from cell creation and respiration to movement and consciousness. Sufficient amounts provide energy for physical activity, stimulating growth and a healthy immune system. If this swimmer does not surface, within minutes he will die. Oxygen is essential for life, and ozone is energized oxygen. Red blood cells carry oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. Ozone, applied in small, precise amounts, increases oxygen uptake and stimulates the release of oxygen throughout the body.
Ozone can stimulate cytokine production, that is production of, for instance, interferon, tumor necrosis factor alpha.
These agents directly attack the causes of disease, such as bacteria, viruses, and carcinogens.
The fact that ozone therapy could be useful in different diseases has a rational basis, because you see, you treat blood. Blood is made of several entities, of several cells, with different functions. And therefore, by activating different cells, you can treat different pathologies. That's quite reasonable.
Other research shows benefits with ear infections, shown here, better results with breast cancer compared to chemotherapy, and reduced nerve damage in burn victims. In this major study of 500 patients with a variety of internal disorders, ozone resulted in improvements for 90% of them. It is now even used experimentally during open-heart surgery to reduce the risks of transfusion.
Nowadays, when all the drugs we buy have become so expensive, ozone is a very good remedy, and it's less time-consuming for the doctors, for the nurses to use it, and it is cheap for the patients.
Russian doctors are also members of the International Ozone Association, which holds world congresses every 2 years, where the cutting edge of ozone research is presented. Hundreds of medical papers have now been published by the IOA, including this study of 300 herpes patients in Brazil, which found ozone reduced pain for almost 90% of them, and for 30%, an elimination of outbreaks for more than a year. And in April 2004, scientists from the University of Marburg announced a potentially major breakthrough. Rabbits with solid deadly tumors were then treated with ozone injected into the peritoneal cavity. The tumors were completely eliminated in 50% of the animals, but important human studies still need to be done.